Well, now on to the productivity side. Why isn't AI having a bigger impact yet? Joining me here on set is Jake Loosararian, Gecko Robotics, co-founder and CEO. Gecko came in 30th on this year's list of CNBC disruptors. There are only 50. His piece in Fortune this week is titled AI's Dirty Secret. Without data, it's just math tricks. Jake, so many companies either don't have the data, you argue, to do a really great job with AI, or their data is siloed in a bunch of different places, is what I'm hearing also. How long does it take for that to come together?
Well, it's great to have you on, or great to be on here. But I think the thing that I've been really shouting from the rooftops, I guess, ever since Davos and 12 months before that, was if you don't have great data sets, especially in these sectors like energy and manufacturing and defense, public infrastructure, it just is impossible to be able to use your incredible algorithms to create efficiencies. And while
that's part of what you do.
It's part of what we do. It's why I created the company. And I think that what you're seeing with the job decreases for that age group in those kind of companies makes total sense, probably going to go up. But what you're seeing is a 4-person leaving, 1-person coming in those industrial sectors that I mentioned. And there is a cry, and the reason I built the company was because I knew that AI was going to be an accelerant to reducing that barrier to entry to get folks to be able to have great, high-paying, safe jobs in these sectors. And by the way, it's extremely important right now as it relates to winning the AI race.
And Gecko, you've got robots that go out and crawl on infrastructure and figure out some of how it's doing, what's wrong with it, right? It's like that pill that you can swallow that goes through your insides and sees if you're healthy. But for stuff in the economy. And it's interesting to me, you got Gecko, you got Samsara, you got a number of companies out there that are trying to, as you put it, turn atoms into bits so that there's data that companies can do something with across the whole economy. Do you have customers who are now able to bring AI to bear on the data that they're collecting, and kind of case study examples you can give that show it's working?
I do, and this is where the real conversations that I have is a lot of frustration, actually, from the CEOs of whether it's the biggest metal manufacturing companies in the world, energy companies, mining companies, and even the folks on the defense side. It is, look, we're getting sold a bill of goods they're being sold to us. The return is not there. The ROI is just like not practical. So what are you doing? Why are you different? And I think the thing that we have to understand is that while the algorithms are incredible, and we see that every day with the functions in everyday life that we use ChatGPT for, that sort of impact is just not happening in the industrial sectors. The questions that they're asking me are, how can you help me improve my heat rates so I can reduce the BTUs, increase the kilowatts of my power plant? How can I reduce days of shutdown? How can I eliminate forced outages and explosions at my facilities that kill or reduce our production? And I think the answers that we're able to give is, you give us 1x in terms of the data sets that you already have, we'll give you 10x by sending wall climbing robots and walking dog robots and drones and fixed sensors that are looking at vibration and temperature and the integrity of the metal that's running all these things. And we will help to unlock the efficiencies of predictive maintenance and also efficiencies gains in the way that they run their facilities. So and we show that time and time and time again.
There's some industries, some companies that have a huge incentive because of the profits that they make, or just the revenues, I guess, that they charge, to go ahead and invest in this and drive it. But I imagine there are other sections of the economy where they might not have the capital to have robots go out and crawl and do that. Is this something where the society, where governments need to decide this is worth investing in because of the efficiencies that our economy is going to get from having that data?
Yeah, look, I mean, I spoke on stage at the winning the AI race down in D.C., and this was the big thing I was talking about, is those that win the data race are going to win the AI race. And most people think about algorithms are much more important. Data will always be there. And in the physical space, the world that we live in and drive over every single day like a bridge, the data just isn't there. And you cannot drive these Ferrari-like algorithms if you don't have any fuel to put inside of them, and that is the data. You have to lay the rail before you can drive the engine over it, and so that means decoding the real world, decoding the physical world, this world that was forgotten about by Silicon Valley, that's not digital, it didn't experience the fourth industrial revolution, and now it's time, because now you can realize the impact and importance that AI can derive and bring in these sectors, and now winners and losers are going to be more clear. Okay. And I think what's interesting now is I'm seeing a motivation from these CEOs with the impacts that companies like ours are being able to show that, okay, this is a real chance where winners and losers and the big company, the big companies that exist today might get usurped coming forward for those that adopt the quickest.
All right.
It must be pragmatic or it's worthless.